Yeah. Hey, everything is good. Yes.
Okay.
Mm.
All right. Yes. Like we said, we are doing Solana, but before we jump into it, I would like to remind you about OneRamp. OneRamp, which is a product that we are building that is meant to allow users that want to jump into Web3. Like you have your mobile money and maybe you want to try out Web3, maybe you have your mobile money and you want to try out Bitcoin. Majorly, we are doing stable coins and we have CUSD, which is Celo dollar, and also the Lightning Network. So, yeah, it's something that we are building and it goes straight to your mobile money and it's all self checkout, like the widget you can see. We have the buy functionality and we have the self. So, yeah, for Bitcoin, Lightning, and CUSD, we are serving Uganda and Kenya. Kenya, it's on Airtel. Yeah, so we're pushing to extend that those networks. Yeah, so currently I think we are the only on-ramping that I know of that are doing this lightning in Uganda, and yeah, it's something I think can help anyone that wants to get in. Without having any hassle of moving money on chain and then trying to get it to Lightning, which can get very expensive and very difficult. Which is also a payments wallet that is meant for anyone that wants to accept crypto payments. Maybe you want to start saving in stablecoin like USD. Maybe you want to try out Bitcoin Lightning and you want to start making Bitcoin Lightning payments in sats. So we have some good services where you can buy internet data bundles using your Lightning or your USD. And yeah, you are working on a feature that will also an off ramping using mobile money on Shukuru. So the Android version is on Play Store. We're working on the iOS version. It's also going to get to be out in a few weeks from now. So yeah, you so we are continuing our sessions with Solana. Yeah, we this is our second is something that I really believe that every developer should have. It's a good way to have it in your tool belt. And yeah, it's one of those chains that are built on top of Rust. And yeah, so yesterday we our approach for these sessions, we were trying to go through the bare minimum of what you may need to know when you're building Solana programs. You do not need to know a lot of Rush, you do not need to know a lot of core stuff for you to build Solana programs, because they have this Anchor program framework, if you like. So what Anchor does, it hides away all the complexity that you have to go through when you're building Solana programs, such that you just focus on the basics and you can build powerful Solana programs without having to understand all the low level stuff that goes into Rust and everything. So I think Anchor is a very, very powerful framework. If you're coming from the world of EVM, it's the hard hat of Solana if you use hard hat. So through the basics that you need to know to cover and start building with Anchor. And we are trying to go through the basics of Rust and what you need to know before you start building Anchor programs. So yesterday we were looking at a few concepts. Let me try to change my theme so that it's easy on you guys. And okay, so I'll go ahead and change this. I think it's light. I think it's this. So I'll collapse that and then maybe Please cover the whole screen. So for anyone that is going to try to write code with me, you have an option of installing Rust locally on your PC. But if you're not into that, you can use the Rust playground in the browser, whereby you can write your Rust code and compile it in a browser without having to install a lot of software. So in your browser, you can go and search for Rust Playground. I think it's the topmost link. Or you can go to play.rust/lang.org, and then you'll be able to find this sort of IDE, and where you can play around and you can run your code and you can test it in the browser. And yeah, it is something that you can do. But for me, I'm going to be using my VS Code because I think it's easier. And yeah, so okay, hopefully that intro was enough, and we can start seeing how we can carry on. So yesterday we were covering the theoretical part of ownership, because I think one of the most important things to understand in Rust is ownership. And yeah, it is something that you have to spend some good time to get it stuck into your head. But I have a feeling have a feeling that it can be straightforward if you visualize it in a way that you can make it easier for you. So yesterday we looked at how it works under the hood, and I was using this freeform application. I hope I didn't delete that. Okay. So I was using this small freeform to show you what happens in the memory, the stack, and the heap. And I won't repeat myself. I think I covered that extensively yesterday. So what ownership does, and by the way, everything that I'm going to be saying is covered in the documentation. So if I jump something or if anything, you can always go back to the documentation and read through. I think it's a very good documentation. So nothing I'm getting from air. I'm all mirroring what the documentation told me. So yeah, we were talking about yesterday of how Rust, we're looking at functions, and we're looking at how Rust handles memory, how it handles values, what it puts on the heap, and what it puts on the stack.